Well, Patty, with your fathers and your uncles and stuff, they eventually got associated with mob guys and stuff. And so after
Yeah.
their father came home from prison and then he started dealing again, at what point did they start getting connected with like mob guys or associated with them?
Well, back then, when my father came home from Leavenworth,
Hmm.
his friend, and well, they was all three of their friends, but basically he was my older uncle's friend. He was a legend in Harlem, and he had control of Harlem back then. His name was Danny Lessa, Lessa. His nickname was Muzzy.
What does that
He
mean?
was I don't know. I tell you the truth, I never know. Only thing I knew about him that this is going to sound crazy what happened to him. He died in the late 60s. He panicked. He didn't know how to swim. And he was in 2 feet of water and he drowned.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Was he a
And that
lot
was,
older or something?
he was like my older uncle's age, my Uncle John. He was born like in 1910, 11, but he was the man back then. And he liked my father and my uncles, and they were grooming them, you know?
Hmm. So when they were getting closer with these mob guys, what did that do for them? Did that enhance anything? Did they give them protection, or who? Why did they want to associate with the mob guys?
That's who they idled back then. They used to sit around, you know? I mean, they went to school, but they didn't go to school. And then whatever they had to do, they had to work. So they all dropped out. And, and they would just be around the neighborhood and it'd be like, take this guy, like back then, Tony. They had my father and my uncles. They were running numbers for them because they lived on the block. Everybody did it, you know.
And
So
by
that's how
Tony,
you
you're
get
talking
in.
Tony Salerno.
Yeah, that's how
Oh,
you get in. Yeah, Tony was right down the block from us on 115. You know.
and so I remember you told me a story on the phone that your dad was giving him money for like Christmas and stuff too, as well. So,
Because that was pretty much his rabbi. Tony loved my father, and he had him and my father had a certain understanding because if you ever see things and you hear things about Fat Tony, he used to always say, "Leave the junk alone, go steal."
Hmm.
You remember that, Sal? I see Sal's
Yeah, but
looking at it.
he took the money anyway.
Of course he took it. What do you think? He's not going to
That
take
was
money?
like that was like Foxy giving Gotti money. I'd give Foxy money from the drugs. He didn't want any part of the drugs, but he passed it along, and they
Of
didn't talk
course.
about it. They
they
didn't
didn't have
talk
a
No,
problem.
no. And then they'll bet it in one bet, you
Yeah.
know?
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. This clip came from one of my interviews I did in the past. Please hit subscribe if you want to get more clips like this. Also, if you want to watch the full interview, I'll put a link in the description. Or you can hit the button on the screen to watch the full interview.